Hey everyone, Nina here. Today we're talking about how to make simple social media graphics with Canva and how to create templates from those graphics so you can use them over and over and over again. Now, if you guys are new to my channel, my name is sociallynina. I support coaches, consultants, and creatives in their journey to create a stronger brand through content creation and video marketing strategies. Now, if you're coming back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back. You didn't know I was a singer. It's okay. Anyways, if you are an Auntie Nancy and you like to get straight to the point, here's a little tip. I am extremely detailed. These videos are usually for beginners. So if you want to go straight to a specific how-to, there will be timestamps and descriptions that you can just click the link down in the description and you can jump to it. All right, before we get started, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell so you can get all of the little goodies that I'm putting out. And if this video is cool for you, go ahead and give it a like or a comment. You know, it helps the algorithm and tells them, like, you know, I'm cool and that you like me. Anyways, let's go. All right, so we're gonna get started with the templates because if you're new to Canva, that's where you should start, and it ensures that your designs actually look good and not like garbage. But if you are more advanced, we'll get into some of those later. So at the top, you can access templates this way. You can also access templates here, but each one is gonna give you something different. So if I start here and I go to Instagram post, I usually start my designs with Instagram post because we can resize these as you create your post, and you'll see that a little bit later. But Instagram posts, you can actually filter what types. Notice there's 59,000 templates. So depending on what you want, you can actually just filter by love, post, fashion, sales, whatever. Now remember, when you create posts on any social media platform, you're not really looking for one graphic, you're looking for a set of cohesive graphics. So even though you find one, you're gonna wanna find a couple of them that kind of match. So I might go through and like a few of these just because I want to take a look at them later. Now, I try to stick to ones that have graphics like this because then I can customize it to my brand colors and I'm not stuck. So right now I'm just looking for anything that I like and I am literally just liking it. Now, say you really like a design. So like say this is your favorite. I'm gonna click on these three dots. You'll notice that as we go through, I'm always going to be clicking on three dots because there's a lot of extra information there. But for now, I'm just going to preview the template. And this gives me additional information. So I'm going to go through a few things, but I'm going to tell you a little hack. So this gives you others that are like this. So, you know, you can find a whole, and actually I think that was already favorited. You can find a whole group of items that really match this. You can also, at the top, notice that you can go to the designer. So when I click there, I can follow this designer and I know that this might be a style that I like, but not just that. Notice that he or she has square graphics. They have things that could be used for stories. So you may not have to resize your graphics if you find a designer that you like, especially if they have a style that you like. So I can go through and like a lot of these, okay? So I'm gonna leave this as is. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but you can tell that this designer has a style. I'm gonna navigate back home and let's look at another way you can create designs. So up here is going to be based on what you actually design frequently, but I'm gonna click on social media. Again, I'm gonna go to Instagram post. Now I can click on the search and that takes me to the same place, just a little tip. But if you click on the middle, so I'm gonna go back to social media, it creates a blank post or design. These are also templates, same thing that we saw before, it's just in a different view. What I like about this is a lot of these templates come in sets. So if I hover over it, I can see if it has multiple photos or designs. Now, they're usually broken out into categories. Some of them are videos. On Instagram or any social media app now, videos are getting a lot more views, so that might be a great thing. But keep in mind that you can create a video or animated post from literally anything you create in Canva. All right, so you can look through here. So let's say I like this. So I'm gonna go to see all and autumn. So when I'm just looking for designs and I'm just starting out, I'm pulling together several different designs until I figure out what I want. Now these, I wouldn't be able to change the color. So notice if I click there, I can't change the color. It's really important to me to be able to change colors of elements. So this one I can, this one I cannot. Because when I apply my style to it, my colors and all of that, say my colors are pink and green, these don't match and I wouldn't be able to change those colors. But I still like that design, so I'm gonna keep it. At the bottom, I can create multiple pages. You can also do that if yours is hidden. It's an add page button. Now, I'm just creating a new one and then I click on what I like. Right now, I just wanna be able to see different designs that I might like. And so as I'm clicking on them, and I'm not gonna click on this because I know you can't change those colors, I'm just trying to find something that kind of fits the styles that I like. I'm just picking random ones actually right now, but you know what I mean. Okay, so as I'm going through, I can click on the button in the bottom right-hand corner to look at grid view. And that actually shows me these, and whichever ones I don't like, I can go ahead and delete. Now, let's say I like this because I notice that I'm liking these little blobs. I know they're called blobs. So you can search, I'm gonna go back. You can search in Elements for blobs. But what happens is maybe you don't know that it's called a blob. Maybe you don't know what it's called at all. So what I would do is on your design, since you like this style, I would click on an element and go to the top and click on info. Now, this is another hack. Any element, any design here, any background comes from some type of designer. And so you may like that style or you may like that actual design. So what I do is I want to find more information. Again, we can look at more designs from this designer that will show up on the left-hand side. So it may match with this style, or you can find other elements to add. So maybe you want to add these right into the corner, or maybe you want to add other elements. Most of the time, these designers have very similar styles in how they're designing all of their elements. I can also go back to the eye and see what keywords would find these type of things. So this looks like it's retro, patch, abstract, curvy. I know that fluid, yep, there it goes. Fluid is another style that I really, really like, right? And I can click on graphics to add to these. And again, I'm in elements right now. So if I want, I can add additional elements if I'd like, or I could simply go up to templates. And since I know I like fluid designs, I'm gonna type in the word fluid. Now notice I have other designs that match these and look very similar. So I'm gonna add another page here. I'm gonna click on this. I'm gonna add another page, even though the cat may look like it doesn't match because it has a cat in the paw, it really kind of does. Okay, so I'm just creating new pages. Don't worry about the colors or anything. We're just looking for things that match our style. So now that I have a lot of these, what I want to do is apply my color scheme just to see if I like it. Now remember, we're creating social media graphics. We're starting with our Instagram posts, but I do want to have a group, 5 to 10 different designs so I can use them in different ways. So I have one with a picture, I have different, just different types here. So what I'm going to do is go over to styles on the left-hand side. Now, since I set up my pro account, I have the ability to change and shuffle these to match my brand colors. So I actually really, really like this, but I'm going to click on apply to all at the bottom. And that means it applies to all of these pages. And so I can see what my brand style looks like. Okay. I may want to take off different elements, so I know I don't want that. So I can actually, let's see, maybe it's this element I want to put over there. Now I can copy and paste it, or I can go up to the eye again and add it to favorites or add it to likes. Okay. Your likes is going to be on your left-hand side. and everything that I've liked so far is here. So I can continue adding different pages. I'm just kind of using this as my own, say, template, right? And so I can add that item to my favorites, and then I can go back over to this one and then just add it. And maybe this doesn't really match here, but I'm gonna leave it just for the sake of the training. I can select my brand color to match it so it matches the rest of them, okay? Or I can go back to styles and shuffle through the colors here, okay? Now, we don't have the fonts yet, but we can actually apply the fonts in our standard fonts to these designs. Now, maybe you don't like your fonts. You can actually go over to fonts here. And again, you can kind of shuffle through them to see which ones. These are fonts that are automatically paired. And you can go here and just find fonts that you like for your brand. After you find one that you really like, you just apply to all pages. And now we have branded elements. Now again, these don't match. So I would probably, move those over to the side. And actually I'm gonna do that really quick. Copy, and I could move those over. Now, are they grouped? No, okay. So I can move these. I'm gonna do Control D, which is duplicate. So right click if I duplicate something just to move it over here. Control D again. It's just like doing Control C and Control V. It's just one less click. And then here I can use this to change it. So what's a different direction? Anytime you see 2 arrows, I am resizing it. If you see 4 arrows, that means I am moving it. Okay, so there, I've just quickly taken on some elements from different items. This one has dots. So again, I might want to replace some of the elements. I'm not going to take you through everything, but what's great is this can serve as your initial templates that you can edit. I might want to look at the elements, like this one has lines and blobs, but none of the leaves or none of the dots. So you may want to take one from one and add it to another. Again, I can copy and paste, but what's great is you know that it has your brand colors and you know that it has your fonts that you like. I'm going to show you another quick hack and then we're going to finish this up and then we're going to resize it. So let's say I really like these brand colors. Remember, these 3 dots are magical. You can look at the designer, again, the keywords. You can actually click on either one of these to find other designs that match that style and add it to your likes. Or I can apply the actual fonts and the colors. So I'm going to apply the fonts and colors, and then I'm going to go back, and I don't want the color, so I'm just going to go back to my brand colors and leave the fonts. But those, again, you can just use these features throughout. And actually, one more tip, I'm going to click on this, and it doesn't always work for me, so I'm going to try. I go up to info and click on search for more like these. Sometimes what happens is it will give you other items that look like this, but each time I use it from here, it doesn't work. All right, so I have my graphics here. I would definitely add my logo somewhere. Remember, I'm starting with just like a template, and then later on, I can reuse this. So I may add this in the lower right-hand corner. Even though you might love your logo, you don't want to necessarily make it stand out. It's just to make sure that no one kind of steals your designs or that you can just brand it. So I could make it a little semi-transparent. At the top, I'm just clicking here. Okay, so you can kind of see it. And again, I can copy and paste this to each of the pages. I'm not going to do that now. All right, so now that we have all of these pages, multiple pages, I'm just going to minimize this. We can use this going forward for our design. So I can come in here and change this to summer sale or, hello world or whatever. You simply double click, right? And then change the text. Now, again, that's for beginners. I would not change this too much when it comes to the template. Just double click. If you want to add elements, whether it's photos, graphics, or even video and audio, you can select here and add it to it. But again, be careful because that's when you see these designs that are a little bit just too messy, too much. Okay, so this is an image here. So of course this isn't my image. I have uploaded my own brand photos. Again, I have this in my Canva Pro setup video, how to do all of that. But I'm just going to drag this over, and now it has my photo. I double clicked so I can move it over. See the outline here? And I have the 4 arrows so I can move it over. And then if I want, I can use 2 arrows on the corner to make it larger or smaller. For now, I'm just going to leave it. And double click and move it. Now, if you don't have these here, you can always upload it to your folders here, or there's uploads on your left hand side, and you can upload any of your images, photos, logos, all of that. Okay. All right, so let's say we're done, right? We have all of this. You can save this as a template, and the way you do that is you click the magical 3 dots. It may not show automatically. You may have to click on show all, but you will see a template here. And you have a templates folder. You can save it to any folder, but I'm going to save it to team templates. Click on add and then publish templates. Okay. So when you want to edit these going forward and you have to add text or use any of them, what you would do is, well, you'd start at home, right? And on your left-hand side, if you have Pro, you'll have team templates. Again, saving these are also a Pro feature. And when you click on it, you can use this template or even edit the original. You can also share the template with other people there. Okay. Now, I don't save templates that much. What I usually do, just a quick tip, I'll go into something that I created before like this, and I'll right click and I'll click on make a copy, and I'll just edit it from there, but it's up to you. Now, one thing that I forgot to do before we save the template, just to remind you, we're going to go back to the design because we do need to resize it, is you always want to save it. I named it Hello World, but you want to save it. So let's say social media, Instagram post template. This is searchable. The name is searchable. So make sure you save it as something you would search for. All right, now we are going to resize. In this case, I'm going to resize for an Instagram story, or actually let's do a Pinterest pin because it's going to be a little bit different. You can resize it to anything that you want. And what's great about this is you'll have branded content that matches all over. Remember to keep it simple. You don't have to do a lot to have amazing graphics. And in this case, since we've already created this, I'm just going to push this one to the side and hide this so I can use this space. Now remember, if I scroll down or if I use the grid view, you can see that there's multiple designs. Okay, so if I go like this, you can just move the elements out. Sometimes I will resize them also. And in fact, let me see something like these. So I'm going to use this and kind of draw a box around it, and it shows that all of these are connected. If I like, I can group them so it's a little bit easier. And next time I just have to click once and it's one group. I can always ungroup it. But what I'm going to do is drag it open a little bit so it's a little bit larger since it's a larger design, and then move it to the corner. And I can decide how that looks, right? I can move it all the way to the corner like that. But the whole goal is to spread this out so there's not a lot of space. That looks fine. That looks fine. So I may move these down to the corner. Same here. I may make these a little bit larger. You don't have to group them. It's just something that I do to make it easier. I can also turn it if it just doesn't look right in that space. So that gives it a whole nother look, but still matching. And I may want to, let's just make this a little bit larger, just so it's a little even. Okay. So you can do that with each of your elements, and as you go through, you're just moving them around so they match, and so there's no open space here. Now, one of the things that you'll have to keep in mind is you do want to save the name and change the name. So it says copy of, I'm going to change this to Pinterest post template, and I can again save it to my templates folder. if I could ever find it. They keep on adding so many things, which is great, but hard to find. Okay, and so here's another tip about downloading. Now, when you download, it's going to suggest PNG. That's fine. Since there are more than one graphics here, there's more than one image, it's going to download the PNGs, but they're going to create a zip file. Now, if I only had one, it would just be one PNG file. So let me show you. This is the PNG. We don't need transparent background, but we are going to download all 6 images. You don't have to save the download settings. I don't find that it saves anything important for me, but I'm going to then download just one page. So I'm going to unselect all and just select, and I'm going to just select page 1, and I'll show you the difference. Okay, you'll see some of my images from my previous recordings, but here is the one that I saved by itself. It's a PNG file and it's one file. This is the zipped file. I can right click and choose extract all. I also have 7-zip. If you're on a Mac, I don't know how you do it, but similar, right click, and there's something that you can, it might say unfold, unzip, whatever. So it creates a whole nother folder. You can delete this if you'd like, but I'm just gonna double click and you have all of your files there. And you can rename them or whatever you need. Now, we've created all of our social media graphics. You can repeat that over and over again for your other social media graphics, but keep in mind, if you want to share this on social media, that it does have a share post, and actually it's under here. You can actually schedule this on Pinterest or on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. I have another video that goes into how you can schedule your posts with Canva. But for now, if you want to learn how to create an amazing brand, head over to brandmarketingsquad.com. It is my membership full of amazing women who want to build a stronger brand by creating content and videos for the world. Ciao for now.